Hi everyone. So I thought I'd get on with me holiday card series, and I'm just going to go through the products that I'm going to use and then we'll get cracking on the card. I'm slowly but surely running out of time. There's like 2 weeks till Christmas and I'm only on day 6 I think. So I want to at least get 12 in for you guys. So I'm going to try and film as much as I can this weekend, so we'll see what happens. Things have got a bit overwhelming. Anyway, so from the previous videos I've shown how to use the Lawn Fawn stitched rectangle dies to create your own frame. And so again, in 2 colours, the piece that was in the centre of this, this is Stampin' Up! Crumb cake, I think that's what it's called, cardstock. The centerpiece I then put to one side and use for something else. This is watercolor melon, watermelon wonder. Maybe I should start again. And again, I cut the frame and the centerpiece I've now taken from opposing colors, if that makes sense. So I've got my crumb cake, watermelon wonder, and what I've done with the watermelon wonder is I've used our cable knit embossing folder, and this is one of the Dynamics Texture Impressions embossing folder. Say that 3 times fast. And basically, I'll just show you really quickly. It's a hugely thick embossing folder, right? It's massively thick. And so when you put it through your machine, you would normally have 2 clear plates. You'd have your cardstock in the middle, close your folder, you'd have a clear cutting plate underneath, one on top, and you'd have your platform on, in the Big Shot, on platform 1, I believe, for embossing folders, and you'd run it through. With these guys, because they're so thick, you need 1 cutting plate. So one of these guys, let me just show you, I've got my thingy next to me, if it'll let me. You only need 1 of these, and one's well loved. You only need 1 of these, so you would just use it on top. So you don't need the one that goes on the bottom, because this is super thick. But this is the texture that you get from it, and it's super detailed, massively. I mean, I love embossing folders anyway, so I'm game, but this is just, it looks like cable knit. It looks like a jumper, basically. So I've got that there, and then this piece of cardstock is Watermelon Wonder again, and this measures 4 inches. Let me double check for you if I can find a ruler, that would be useful. Any old ruler will do. My old school ruler. So this measures 5 1/4 by 4 inches, I believe. Yeah, 5 1/4. When it's folded, 5 1/4 by 4 inches. So this would be 10 1/2 by 4 inches. And those of you who know me know that I love using my A4 cardstock. So what I do is I cut the A4. This is our Emerald Envy. So what I do is I cut the length of it down to 4 1/4. So I'll land up with a 4 inch across piece width and the length of A4, and a 4 1/4 piece, because our cardstock is 8 1/4 rather than 8 1/2, if that makes sense. But I love the American A2 size cards, so all I've done for the leftover piece that is only 4 inches wide is I've just taken another 1/2 inch off. So instead of this being 11 inches, it's now 10 1/2 by 4 as opposed to 11 by 4 1/4. If that makes any sense. Anyway, it's late, so you know, yeah. So that's the card base. Then I just have some Whisper White cardstock, and we're going to do a bit of stamping and colouring. So I think let's get the stamping done, and then I'll show you the other bits that I'm going to use. Yeah, let's do that first, I think. So I'm going to use Jar of Cheer, which is in our annual catalogue. No, holiday catalogue. Beg pardon. And I'm going to use a few stamps from here, and I'm just going to stamp them first and then we'll colour them in. So I've got block D. Let me just get this off here, sorry, bit of noise. So noisy. And yes, I'm in my pyjamas again, woo! Right, I'm going to take the jar, which I know is this weird funky little thing. So, like I've said before, if you've got any of the stamps that are going to do this, right, and you need them to lie as flat as possible, just drop them face down, so the way that they would naturally land, the way that if you put your block in it you could stamp it and get the impression, and then just pick it up. You can always tweak it slightly if it's not quite where you think it should be. So that's the, and I need to get, while I'm here, I might be in a, yeah, we might be fine. Got some Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and we have this in our catalogue as well. I'm just going to stamp this. Get that out of the way because, you know. And I'm going to do something weird in a minute. Bear with me. So that's that guy. Lovely. Then let's just leave that open because we need it for a bit more. And then I think what I want to do, oh, the lid. So I'm going to use the lid here. Let's get another little block. Another little block. Ugh. Do I want that in black actually? I don't have these two colours. Yeah, let's just go with them. I'm just going to wing this a little. Right, and I'm just going to put this lid on. Because they're clear, I hope you can see what I'm doing. Because they're clear, you can see more or less where you're going. No, do I want to do that? No, I don't. I want to stamp this separately. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Yes, I do. I think I probably want to do that again. Right. Winging it a little here. Now, I'm going to do this. Is going to look a little weird. There's my jar. I'm going to flip it over because I want this little snow guy. I thought it'd be kind of cute. Back. Let's just get. Oh, come back! I say, come back. Oh, blocks are really dirty. Oh, sorry. I've been using block B. What did I say? D, B, and now I'm on C. And I'm going to stamp him inside the jar. How cool is that? And it's going to look like, in theory, do I want him that way or do I want him that way? I was going to make it look like one of those thingy bob jars. What do you call them? Like a snow globe? Yeah, we're going to do snow globe. So I'm just going to line this up again because it's clear. You can see. Ta-da! That works out really well actually. I'm also going to stamp this little guy. Actually, well, I need him because I was going to use him on the top of the... No, I won't need him yet. I was going to use the bow on the top, but I've done him upside down. And then what I want to do is just take the little snow. He's like little snowflakey dudes. And I will need a different colour for this, so let me just get a colour. So So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use Tempting Turquoise, but what I'm going to do instead of, let's just get that out of the way for now. Ooh. Instead of going straight down onto the cardstock, because that's kind of, it's quite blue, I'm going to stamp it off and just see how many times to stamp it off before it gets to a colour where I think, yeah, that would be good. So I think maybe 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I just want him to look like he's got some snow falling around him. And yes, I'm going over the image because when it snows, snow doesn't fall just in one place, does it? If that makes sense. So it looks like he's got snow everywhere. Isn't that cute? Ugh, come on. These will loosen up as you go, by the way. I've also got dodgy nails. Anyway, so let's see. I think for now, although I'll need to clean up my stamps, I think that's that bit done. So now I'm going to use some Copics. Let's just see, I've got this B00 colours do I want. I don't really have a red, so let's stick with I don't really want red because I've got Watermelon Wonder, so just think about that. None of these sort of colours together, I think they will look beautiful. So let's see, what have I got? Use a green colour. I need like a little orange. He's got to have an orange. And the reason I used Memento was so that using your Copics, being an alcohol based marker, this is water based, so the two can work together. If I'd used an archival ink and an alcohol marker, they've both got that same sort of property, so that's sort of solvent based, so they would just smear. As same as if you'd used a watercolour marker or water-based marker and a water-based ink pad, the lines would just smudge and try and blend together. So always use opposites. Depending on what you're going to colour in with, use the opposite type of ink pad. So it's just a tip for you. But I'm still trying, what colour am I going to use? I can't decide. So that's that green. That's that blue. Oh, that's a bit bright. I don't want that one. What about this one? What about the minty one? Is this a mint? Horizon green. Oh no. Oh, actually, those two together could work. Oh, I don't know. Should have decided this beforehand, really. Oh, let's see. What's this blue? Let's use those two. So, I've got BG01 and B00. So, I'm going to start with the lighter one, which is B00. And I'm just going to go along his whole hat. I know he's got a blue hat on. That's okay. He can have a blue hat. Just to create a little bit of contrast. It sort of worked. And let's just do it like so. Like I say, there's nothing fancy on this, it's just very basic colouring. Oh, and then with the B00, I just want to give him a little bit of an outline. Just so he's not sat there looking like he's floating in midair sort of thing. I hope you can see this. And then I've just got my colourless blender and I'm just going to blend some of that out. Just be careful when you've got other colours around it. It's very, very subtle, but it just gives him a bit of an outline, otherwise he just looks like he's stuck. Oh, and I should do the same with the snow, so same again down here. Colourless blender. So what I'm also going to do, I think I'm going to use my Wink of Stella. Oh, I'm not going to use that yet. Right, so before we do anything else, I think I'm going to die cut this. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. I'll just get this stuff out the way. And to die cut it, I'm going to use, well, I'm going to do a couple of things. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Oh, I was going to do that, but actually, maybe I'll do this. I was going to use, so I'm changing my mind, I was going to use one of the ovals from the Lawn Fawn Stitch, but I think what I might do is use my everyday jars, which coordinate with these jars. I think it's this one. Yes. Or is it this one? I can't remember. Which one is? Oh no, it is that one. Here we are, I've pulled these things out since Halloween. Now there is a coordinating lid, so I may pull that out. But I don't know if I'll need it. Get some post-it tape and I will see. I may not need that actually, because I might be able to just die cut the lid all in one. Let's give it a whirl. Right, so just in case I need the lid, I'm going to die cut that as well. So this is just post-it tape. I'm just going to put it on the is this actually the lid one? Oh, I don't know. Or does it go that way? It goes that way. Hello. Right, I'm going to bring my rather heavy Big Shot in. Not sure how much of it is. This is a little close for you guys, but basically I've got tab 2 on my Big Shot platform. I've actually got my precision base plate just in here all the time, and then I've got a clear cutting pad that will just go on top. So I've just got all my dies. I'm going to have to go this way. Ooh. Just got them sat on there. this plate on top. You don't need the precision base plate, just so you know. You don't need it unless you've got really detailed plate, what do you call them? Dies. Oh. But you know, you can use it with the other die, with your normal dies. It's not a problem. So that's them. And because it is so detailed, the tape tends to get stuck to it, but because it's low tack, it, you know, it's just poster tape. And then this is the other guy. Get that off there. It's going to be a long video, sorry. One of my new viewers, or friends as I like to call them, wanted some more waffle from me, so this is what you got. Right, let's just get that out of the way. So I didn't need the lid, but I may still put it on just because it does look more finished, I think, by putting the lid on. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to use some tape. And, oh, which way does this go? Let's see. Try and get it in the middle as well, that would be quite good. Not quite in the middle, but that'll do. And there's the little jar. So, start putting some of this together. I still need a sentiment. A sentiment. So he looks a little bit like he's just not doing anything there. Wondering. Yep, hold on one second. Right, so all I did was I went back and I die cut one of the ovals from the small stitched lawn fawn ovals, stackables, because I just thought it needed something. It was just kind of sitting there not doing very much, so this will just sort of ground it a bit more. And yes, you'll lose some of that in the background, but it's still there, if you know what I mean. And then I thought, just as a little sentiment, I'll use from the Snow Place, I'll just show you that quickly, our Snow Place stamp set, which comes with coordinating dies as well. There's a Let It Snow, which I just thought was appropriate for this guy. So I think what I'm going to do, and yes, I'm using H, which is a rather large one. Just going to, I think I'm going to stamp stamp it. Oh, see, I could, if I curved it, I could stamp it around there actually. That's the nice thing about our stamps, is that our photopolymer stamps, is that you can finagle, yes that is a word, to get them to curve, but I don't know if I want to do that actually in this case. I think I'm going to stick to what I was doing. Yeah, I'm just going to stick to it. I'm going to use Tempting Turquoise again because I've used that for the background snow. And it's just, oh, upside down. I want it? Do I want it at the top or the bottom? Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Just do it down here. Apologies, that was me singing, humming, warbling. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Roar. Abominable snowman. Roar. Anyway, right, I'll get some of this stuff out the way. Ooh, so much stuff. Right, so I think I'm there now. So I've got my card base. Which way do I want to do it? Yeah, I think stick this guy on. I'm just going to stick this one flat. And again, lots of adhesive because it's going on to embossed card. So you want to make sure you've got lots and lots of adhesive, just because it's, otherwise it gets a bit wobbly. If that made any sense. A bit sticky there. This guy's going to go in there. Very simple, nothing fancy. And what I might do, I think I might keep all of this flat, funny enough. I wasn't going to, except this guy. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Yeah. Right, it's going to go this way. Now, this edge here, this stitched edge, actually fits within that size. So if I flip this over, there is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but there is the stitching you can see just on the back there. So if I had to stick the card base on it, within reason, it will fit in that gap. So you've got the edge of the card will actually, the frame will stick out, which I quite liked. So it's the easiest way of doing this now. I think if I put my adhesive on the card, because this piece is going to overhang, so if I put the adhesive on these, and not in the middle, not yet anyway. I'm going to stick that shut down. And then make sure I've got this the right way, because this is going to stand that way. And then if I do exactly what I just showed you, attempt to get it even-ish. You know me, straight lines, we don't work that well. Ta-da! Somewhat even, that's right. So there's the front of the card. That's not the front of the card, that's the start of the front of the card. Right, then I'm going to stick this piece in the middle. So again, put lots and lots of adhesive on this, guys, because it will get all wobbly. Oh. And because these nest, that's the word, they'll nest inside each other. There's the base done, and then all I have to do is take some dimensionals on the back of my little dude. Well, it's not the only thing, I've got a couple bits left. Ooh, come back. couple things I want to do. I'm going to use all of these. Why not? Because I can. Because I can. Yes, I like a lot of adhesive, guys. Can't help it. No, I can't. Oh, I did tell you it was late, didn't I? Well, so late. It's only 10:30. But... Right. So, make sure your card's going the right way. Then I just want to stick this guy somewhat right, so Winkster time. Let's just see. I'm gonna put lots of Wink of Stella. I'm gonna do the snowy bit. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but it is here, I promise you. Good old Wink Stella. Give him a shiny nose. Why not? And then if I take my this is a spectrum. One has a gold tint and one has a silver, not tint, glitter in it. So one will have more of a gold and one will have more of a silver shine. Woo! Now, what else can we do? This is the black Wink of Stella. I don't often use this one because it's a little like crazy. You can't see that. And I don't know whether I need a random blinget. Why not? We'll go the whole hog on this one. Oh. And these things come in threes. There you go. Oh, crash. Just clear the decks a bit. So there you go, guys. Let's try and zoom you in. Oh, if I go the right way, that would be useful. There you have it. Not sure how much shimmery bits you can actually see. So I'm at a weird angle here, but there you go. Hope you enjoy, guys. And I'm halfway. I made it halfway, 2 weeks till Christmas, but halfway. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Have a happy Christmas. Merry, Merry Christmas. Hope you're enjoying the holidays so far. Bye!